Thank you.
So it's obviously early, but 5 months into the Trump presidency, and with Jason Greenblatt and Jared Kushner back here now, what's your take on what you've seen so far? What is different this time?
We are speaking about the resumptions of negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians, but in fact, I think we're already there. I mean, we are already now in a renewal of the talks between Israelis and the Palestinians. And the stage we are in right now, in my opinion, is a stage when where the Americans are trying to understand the positions of the sides of the parties with regard to the final status issues. It is going to take place with Mr. Kushner's visit in Israel right now, and I understand it will continue in Washington with Israeli and Palestinian teams very soon.
So when you say renewal of talks, what form has that taken? Is a meeting between Netanyahu and Abbas in the works?
The question when we will see a meeting is an important question, but not the only question. I mean, what's going on today is that the new American administration is trying to understand in talks with the parties what are their positions with regard to the final status issues. It is taking place now, and it will, as I understand, continue on July in Washington.
So if we're talking final status, Jerusalem is always a key part of that. Can you envision this Israeli government ever agreeing to dividing Jerusalem?
I hope that Israelis governments in the future, and of course in the present, will oppose such a division. I think that the division of Jerusalem cannot bring peace. It will only deteriorate the options of believers from all faith to exercise their right to worship God, anyone according to his belief and religion. And a divided city will not be a city of peace. It will be a city of continuous battle.
In terms of a two-state solution, do you think there is real support for that within the Likud party?
No, I don't think so, because the term is misleading. We have already a Palestinian state in Gaza, a Palestinian autonomy in the West Bank, and a Jordanian state with a Palestinian majority on the East Bank of the Jordan River. So to form today a full Palestinian state on Judea, Samaria, and that will take from Israel the responsibility of security, that will be very dangerous, and that will be no doubt not a stage of peace, but an upgraded entity that will continue its battle against Israel.
One step further then, do you endorse an annexation of the West Bank?
No, I didn't endorse that. I endorse annexation of the sea territories of our settlements. I don't endorse annexation of the Palestinian territories or the Palestinian under the PA responsibility. Those are the territories with a massive Palestinian population. They should stay under Palestinian autonomy, but those territories where the Israeli settlements are located in should be in the future full part of Israel.
Do you think that's something the Palestinians or even the Trump administration would accept?
I don't think the Palestinians will accept that, but the Palestinians, if our existence was connected to the will of the Palestinians, we wouldn't have our state here. The Palestinians opposed any kind of solution before the establishment of the State of Israel and afterwards. With regard to the United States of America, I believe that during time, people will understand that we have the right, the historical right. We have also the responsibility for our citizens. It's almost 500,000 of Israeli citizens living today in our settlements in Judea and Samaria. They should be a part of Israel. And the solution should be a functional solution. We have already implemented a territorial component when we, on the first stage, formed the Palestinian Authority and afterwards withdrew from Gaza Strip.
Let's move to inside Israel for a moment. Netanyahu is the subject of at least 2 corruption investigations. In your eyes, does that call into question his ability to lead the party or to lead the country in any way?
I think that any kind of statements of politicians today on the investigations are not correct, are not fair. We don't know the facts, we don't know the materials. I say it also as a lawyer. And I think that the Prime Minister, as much as any other citizen, has all the rights of someone. He is under investigation. It's not a nice experience, of course, but I hope he will overcome and he will finish these investigations without any clouds.
And if he were to be indicted?
Sorry?
If he were to be indicted?
Why to answer this kind of question? It's not fair. It's like we are already in that stage and we are today acting like decision had been taken when actually even the investigation itself hadn't end. So I think it's premature. I think it's not fair to speculate. I think that the public will accept any kind of positions from politicians as connected to personal ambitions, and this is why I think it is not constructive to do it.
All right, former Israeli Minister Gideon Saar, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you. You're welcome.